We are back, and welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to another spooky Sunday. Today I'm coming at you guys with a Poltergeist update, giving you the lowdown on everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks. Obviously, over the past few videos, we haven't actually been doing anything to do with our house because we've been out and about trying to do something a little bit different. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that kind of content, like we went to do the paranormal investigation at Cogs Manor and we did the video on Chillingham Castle. So hopefully you have enjoyed that. And on that note, I just want to give a massive shout out to every single one of you beautiful members that have supported this channel, because without you guys, those videos that we've just done would not have been possible. We wouldn't have been able to go to those places. We wouldn't have had the money to go and experience that and bring the video to you guys and make all of that happen. So we just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for that. Every single one of you members, massive, massive shout out to you. And I think I say that on behalf of everyone on this channel when I say a massive thank you to you guys. If you want to become a channel member for yourselves, then you can head down into the description. At the top there will be a link, or there'll be a little card that pops up right now. You get exclusive perks as well from us, so make sure not to miss out. But anyway, back on track with the video. So this month, not too much has happened, and we've got a bit of a theory about this. So I've been out working quite a lot, and obviously we have been out of the house. We went up to visit Laney's family as well up north. So it's been a very quiet period for us. Obviously, with me out working, Dave and Andy giving Laney a bit of a wide berth at the minute, it's not been too much that has happened, but that doesn't mean that nothing's happened, all right? I want to stress that. Even when we have quiet periods, it doesn't mean that there's absolutely nothing that happens. Like, there will be little things that happen sporadically, it's just not as intense. Before we get into this video though, I want to ask you guys to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload a video. That could be anything from a video like this to a short of something that might have been caught in the house. Make sure that bell is switched on so you're one of the first people to see it. And come and find us on our social medias as well. It's at Lainey and Ben on absolutely everything. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. It would be lovely to see you guys over there. Now, without further ado, be sure to get yourself a brew, turn off the lights, and let's get into this Poltergeist update. The first thing I want to share with you guys is a video that we caught while we weren't at home. We were up north visiting Laney's family, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and it was caught on our security cameras. I'm going to show you the footage first, then we're going to talk about it. So as you can see, it's quite an interesting catch actually. Usually when we get notifications from our camera, it's literally just the cat plodding about or just cars going past and causing light or whatever, but this was different, and it's really clear to see that there is an orb on the left hand side of the screen. I would have put it down to dust potentially, but the way that it is really clear, really bright, and it moves in two different directions, it goes down and then up, makes me think otherwise. You guys might have a different opinion on this, and that's absolutely fine. Let me know down in the comments if you do have a different opinion on this. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this are. But the fact that it moves, the way it looks is really different, and you can tell a difference between dust particles and what we've caught here. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is something really interesting. Obviously, like I said at the start of the video, we took a trip to Cogs Manor to do a paranormal investigation there. We just wanted to try something a little bit different that wasn't in our house, something a little bit outside our comfort zones, and something that you guys have been asking for ever since we started the channel 16, 18 months ago. I didn't actually know this at the time, but Laney told me later on that she actually asked if Dave would come along with us just as a little bit of protection in case anything was there, anything that meant us harm, anything like that. Obviously, we're always going to be protected because the guys there did do some protection stuff with us before we started to make sure nothing came back with us, but Laney just wanted to be extra sure. And to our surprise, Dave actually came along. Now, we didn't know this at the start, but as we were going through the investigation, there were some things that were happening that made us think, like we kind of nudge each other and think like, could this be who we think this could be? And it was later confirmed through a spirit box when Dave actually said his name.
Is this David?
And then the group kind of started to open up a little bit to Dave. We kind of explained who Dave was, our situation, and then it became quite a cool dynamic because everyone was like, oh cool, so we've got Dave here with us. And then we all kind of opened up to Dave, we were chatting with Dave, even the other guys at the investigation were chatting with Dave, asking him about himself and asking if it was him that was there. And there were a few things that we knew were Dave. It couldn't have been anyone else. Something as well that was quite interesting was when Laney was, I think she was just trying to record, but she actually accidentally hit the flash on the camera and the spirit box flashed up with silly. Now, typical Dave behaviour if you ask me.
That's all right. I swear to God that just said silly.
And throughout the night as well, we were asking Dave to do things in Cogs Manor just to see if it was actually him that was there. One of the times we asked if we were sat in a room upstairs on our own, just me and Laney, and Laney tapped her torch on the wall and asked Dave or anyone that was there to copy. And to our surprise, it did copy.
Could you copy this?
And another thing that was really, really interesting about Cogs Manor was when we went into the actual manor itself, to start with, there was a ball just sat on a countertop, like one of the cat balls that just flashes up. You may have seen them in some of our videos before, or some other paranormal investigators videos. They're quite a common piece of kit. And I just tapped it to see if it was working. And it was just sat on the table, and I tapped it, it didn't move. And then we took a step back, and the ball had just rolled off the table.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's doing its thing. Whoa! Whoa! What the hell? Yep. I got that. Did you get that?
I literally just tapped it, right? And it's,
to make it go, and it was just stood there.
I want to show it. Watch it back.
No, yeah, watch it back. Watch it back.
This completely blew our minds. This was so frigging cool, and we caught it on camera. Guys, if you haven't seen the paranormal investigation that we did at Cogs Manor, I urge you to go and watch it. There's 2 parts of it. They are both up on the channel right now. I'll link them up above or down in the description. If you haven't seen it, it's a great time. I suggest you go and watch it after watching this video, though. It was pretty interesting that Dave had followed us, and we opened up a bit of a conversation with the guys that were running the investigation, because they're quite experienced in what they do. And one of the guys, Cameron, he's got his own YouTube channel. He does his own little paranormal investigations, and it's the things that he's caught are pretty cool. And we were just chatting with him about our situation and kind of chatting to him about what he could possibly think. And he has even he has said to us that it's more one of us that is haunted as opposed to the house that is haunted, which explains why Dave has actually come with us when we went out to do things. It kind of backs up our thought of us being haunted, or Laney being haunted at least, as opposed to our house being haunted. The following morning from us getting back from Cogs Manor is the third thing that we're going to share with you guys. We haven't actually shared this before, and so you guys are going to be the first ones to ever see this footage. We were sat downstairs, just me and Laney, chilling. We've just woken up because I think we got back about 3 in the morning from our paranormal investigation. So we didn't get up until about midday, and we heard this knocking. Instantly, phones went straight on to record. Fortunately, Laney managed to catch this.
Dave or Andy? Is that you? Can you do it again? Oh my God. Make sure I've got the cat in over here.
As you can hear from that, just a few faint taps in the background. Nothing out of the ordinary, if I'm perfectly honest. These are things that tend to happen quite often. Not often do we catch them on camera though, because usually by the time we've started recording, the tapping's finished. We were quite fortunate to have caught the tapping again this time, so we were quite grateful for that. But it was quite nice to know Dave and Andy still letting us know that they're here. So the final thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is something that happened to Laney. Now, she has written me a little story to read off to you guys about what actually happened. So I've got the ins and the outs of it so I don't miss anything out. But essentially, Laney is not sleeping very well at the minute. She will be awake quite a lot every single night. There's not been a single night for the past couple of weeks where she slept solidly straight through the night. Now, I'm going to read this story and then we'll talk about it in a minute. So, she has put, I've struggled to sleep all night recently and found myself laying in bed waiting to fall back off again. I always fall asleep quickly but wake an hour or two later as if I've just had a nap and then I'll wake for hours, usually from around 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. On one of these occasions, I was laying in bed and I could distinctively hear footsteps on the first few stairs leading to our room. I find this comforting as I know it's Dave who's been quiet recently. I decided to admit defeat and get up for a while. On my way downstairs, I quietly say out loud, "Hi Dave, it's great to hear from you, it's been a while." Then I laugh to myself as I realise how odd it is to be talking to thin air in the dead of the night. Pretty standard stuff. I make it to a few steps from the kitchen door and then I hear the undeniable sound of the metal handle. Just as I look at it, the door swings open for me. Without a second thought and bleary-eyed, I just say, "Thanks Dave, I'm making a brew if you fancy one." I heard and saw nothing after that, and I was up until 5:40 a.m. I did feel him though. I felt like he just wanted me to know that he's still here and maybe he's showing a bit of support for my insomnia struggles. So that was one thing that happened to Laney. Obviously, I wasn't experiencing this because I was fast asleep as per usual. And like I said earlier, Laney's just not sleeping well at the minute. And quite often she will go downstairs just as a little reset before coming back up to bed to try and get back to sleep for a couple of hours. And on this occasion, Dave ended up joining her. When I first heard this story, I didn't know whether to be creeped out or like feel a bit of a warm feeling inside, if you know what I mean. Because like, it's pretty weird. Like, if that were me, I don't know how I'd cope with it. Because obviously it's night time, so everything, your senses are already heightened. You're already like quite anxious about something happening at night, and like you're struggling to sleep. Now, I wouldn't be going back to sleep after I experienced that if it were me. Laney's clearly got a very different outlook on it, but does enjoy that kind of comfort from Dave, so, you know, maybe I should be thanking him. So that's it, guys. Those are some of the things that we've experienced over the past few weeks. Like I said earlier, not really too much to show you. A couple of things to talk about, and it was a little bit different as well, especially to have Dave come with us outside of our house. That was something that I've never really experienced myself. It was strangely comforting because I knew the spirit that was there, if that makes sense. But I want to ask you guys what you think about these experiences and why you think we might be going through this little drought, or not so much a drought, but just a quiet phase. And what do you guys think of the experiences that we have experienced? Be sure to let us know down in the comments, and while you're down there, be sure to drop this video a like, subscribe if you're new, tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload, so you never miss a video like this. Hopefully Laney will be back for the next video. She's just a bit man down at the minute, so I thought I'd just take the reins on this one for her. If you haven't already seen it, we have created a new reaction channel purely dedicated to reaction videos because there's been a big call out for you guys, from you guys, asking for reaction videos. So we decided not to bog this channel down with it. We're going to create a whole separate entity. So if you want to go and check that out, I'll link it down below. It's literally just called Lainey and Ben Reacts. Any support we can get over there will be very much appreciated. All that's left, guys, is thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to us that you are still joining us on this journey. We would love to have your feedback on this because we are still very naive to this. You guys seem to have a lot more intelligence and smarts about this stuff than we do. So be sure to get down in the comments, let us know everything that you know so we can better understand this. And we can't wait to see you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.